Hi everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Gardino. The week begins on Monday, September the 28th, and this is a very significant week as a great deal of energy is being released. The highlights are restricted stoic Saturn has been retrograde since May, and it's going direct on Monday the 28th. Pluto has been powerful, transformational Pluto has been retrograde since the end of April, and this Sunday, October the 4th, Pluto is finally going to go direct. And they're both in the same sign of Capricorn. So however Capricorn affects your horoscope, there's a lot of repressed or stuck energy is being released. Also, because in the middle of the week, Thursday is a full moon in fiery Aries. Full moon is a time of culminations, bringing a lot of matters to a head. So let's start with Monday. The moon is by around 8:30 in the morning. Pacific time is moving into sensitive, caring Pisces. As Venus, the planet of harmony and relationships, will be in the best flow of energy to Mars. Now Mars is retrograde, that might actually can be favorable because Venus-Mars, it can stimulate a lot of infatuation, romanticism, a lot of passion. But with the Mars in retrograde, maybe you're getting a second chance to make things right or some forgiveness. As Saturn, that can been this controlling stuck energy is starting to be released as it goes direct on Monday. But Tuesday, the Mars is going to be in conflict with the Saturn. Many times this can mean frustrated work activities. It can mean being exhausted. But always, it's just energy. So let's look at how we can navigate this, channel this energy more constructively. Because this could be where the Saturn can discipline, organize, and channel all of that fiery Mars energy that's been frustrated and give it an outlet. In other words, I'm talking about focusing on an important project, like whether it is making home repairs, doing construction, gardening, cleaning out all the closets, having a big kind of project that takes a lot of physical effort. Mars is the physical, Saturn is the channeling, and you'll still end up being tired, and you might be a little irritated while you're going through the process, but at least you're channeling it, so there can be some accomplishment. If you're not channeling it, you're just going to be really frustrated. Now, on Wednesday, the moon, still in Pisces, but the moon is going to turn void, which is, as I say each week, it's no longer making any other aspects to other planets in the chart, and so the energy is flat. It's not very productive. You don't want to really start anything important new. Just, keep doing what you've been doing. Don't do anything new that's important. The moon will be void with the flat energy from about 10:30 a.m. Pacific time till 5:48 p.m. Pacific time, at which point it moves into Aries, fiery, aggressive, dynamic Aries. As we go into Thursday, now it's the Aries full moon. The full moon is when the sun, which will be in Libra, is opposite the moon, which is in Aries. The Libra sun wants fairness, justice, harmony. But it's in conflict with the moon in Aries. And the moon wants to do its own thing. So it is trying to find a happy balance with you being able to, the moon in Aries, do your own thing, but not upsetting the apple cart with everybody else. Trying to find a nice, happy balance. But there might be a lot of anxious feelings. As we get into Friday, the moon is still in Aries. The full moon is still strong. But Venus, the planet of harmony and relationships and diplomacy, is moving into practical Virgo for several weeks. Does this every year as it goes through all the signs. Venus in Virgo is very favorable for being creative work, because Venus is the creative, for bringing in a lot more common sense in dealing with relationships. So that full moon, that could still be having these ego conflicts that you're trying to find a happy balance. By Friday, now here is relational Venus in more common sense Virgo. But later in the evening on Friday, that impatient, impulsive moon in Aries is going to be in conflict from about 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time to Pluto. That could be some really intense emotional reactions. And then between around 9 and 11, because it's always about 2 hours, the moon in Aries is crossing over the retrograde Mars in Aries, Pacific time. What this is probably going to mean for people who live on the East Coast of the United States or in Europe, a sleepless night. Saturday, now the moon that sets the emotional tone has moved into steady, calming Taurus, about 8:13 a.m. And within an hour or two later, it's in harmony with Venus. Venus rules Taurus. Taurus, the moon is now in Taurus. So these are two great combinations, but the moon in Taurus just wants relaxation, wants calmness, and wants things to be more steady. And it's in harmony with pleasure-seeking, diplomatic, charming Venus. As Pluto, that's been retrograde since the end of April, is going to start moving forwards on early Sunday morning, Pacific time. But on Saturday, it's what we call in a stationary situation. If you look very closely through a telescope, the Pluto is no longer moving backwards, retrograde, but it's not yet starting to move forwards, going direct. So that stationary degree is really intense. Pluto represents what we need to make some profound change and overhaul. And so where you might have been feeling frustrated, things aren't working out, well, now Saturn on Monday the 28th has moved direct, and Saturn rules the sign Capricorn, being able to take control, feel more grounded, and to pursue our goals. By Sunday, now transformational Pluto in Capricorn is starting to move forwards. So where we might have been stuck, maybe when there was a lot of things that had to be prepared and developed, now we can start moving forwards. And the moon, by that evening, Sunday evening, Pacific time, will be in harmony with Jupiter. Good for traveling, good for studying, good for just socializing and really enjoying your loved ones. I want to thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.